hardest part about getting people to go green?
I think people already want to go green. And the hard part is that each one of us, whether we're in public agencies and in government or in the private sector, all have our own little areas that we are working on to try to engage people to live more sustainably, to fight climate change. And I think we have to kind of break through the walls and work together more to reach more and more people.
Sure. Being a marketer and working for the government sector, what do you find are some of your biggest challenges or sort of red tag or red tape and hoops and hurdles you got to fight every day?
I think that there are a lot of rules when you work in government, and that's a good thing because ultimately you have to be accountable to the taxpayer when you're in government or to the ratepayer when you're working in the electricity sector. That's who you work for, and you have to be accountable with hard-earned dollars, right? But at the same time, I think one of the challenges when I think about our work today in the electricity sector is Ontario's got an incredibly good electricity story to tell. We're leading North America with the most ambitious conservation targets. We're closing down coal plants in the single largest climate change initiative on the continent. We're bringing in green, renewable energy and clean power. Those are things that we don't think about every day when we flick the switch, but behind that light switch plate, there's a lot of activity underway right now to ensure that we have a cleaner and more sustainable electricity system in the future for people who work in Ontario, for their kids, and moving forward.
Sure. Closing down coal plants in Ontario is going to be a great initiative, but certainly a lot of our airborne pollution comes up from the Ohio Valley.
Yeah.
So how do you kind of stop it at the border, or better yet, how does Ontario begin to affect change south of the border?
I think the first step to affecting change south of the border or with your neighbors is to take the steps yourself and be able to look at the other Great Lakes states and say, we're closing our coal plants. Because I think that, there's always some doubt about, is there going to be a price to pay for producing carbon? And, is it going to happen next year? Is it going to happen the year after? I don't think there's any doubt in any of our minds that people are going to have to pay a price for carbon 20 years from now. And so if Ontario gets there first, that's a good advantage for this province.
Great. Can you talk maybe a little bit about your web, your online, your social media initiatives and how they've helped better your cause and sort of been a driving factor in your marketing?
I think there's no question that, let me talk about the Power Pledge, Jeff. The Power Pledge is our annual conservation campaign, and this year we're asking people to go online, to go to the Power Pledge site and pledge to do one of 6 very simple actions that are meaningful and that make a huge difference. And so far, 25,000 people have taken the pledge to do something to reduce their electricity use or to use it more wisely. That is part of that. The marketing around that is through Air Miles, which is both online and in traditional, old media forms. And of course, our site and the marketing of it is, almost all of it is social and is online. And I think, there's no great mystery to it. Marketing. The best marketing is you go into a room full of people. And today in the social space, it's a room full of people. So, that's why it's a prudent thing to do.
Great.
I'd like to encourage everybody to go on powerpledge.ca and take a look at 6 simple but meaningful actions you can take and pledge to take one or all of them. And that will allow you to win some rewards from Air Miles that you can use for other green products and to pass it on to your friends.